In a previous video, I talked about how to heal your nervous system and really exit out of survival mode. And in that video, we really focused on mindset. So I wanted to share some other self-care rituals and other habits that you really want to get into to really support your nervous system as you're exiting out of survival mode. So let's dive in. A big shift is going to be to get up and get moving. A lot of times when we're in survival mode and we're just fighting for our dear life, we're generally not exercising and we're not moving our bodies all that much. A lot of times let's be honest, we're just kind of rotting in the bed. And sometimes we may need to take a period of time to do that, and that's okay. That's not at all what I'm saying, but there comes a point as we're exiting out of that we have to get up and get moving and move our bodies. There is a really awesome book called Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers that talks about, the stress response and how animals kind of literally shake it off in order to exit some of that stress out of their body. So for us as humans, we need to get up, we need to get moving. So that can be as simple as going for a walk. It can be, if you're feeling more energized, doing some resistance training, doing some yoga, tai chi, whatever it is. It could be hiking in the woods. I really don't care. It's really about finding what is going to work for you and what resonates with you and makes your body feel good for whatever stage that you're in. But there is a physiological importance in getting up and getting moving to really help support our nervous system and help us to come out of that fight or flight response. And movement is a great way to do that. Another thing to look at is really looking at our nutrition. And this is important because for a lot of us, our go-to is either to not eat and to not support our body when we're stressed out, or to just go ham on the things that are no good for us, right? All the processed foods, all the super palatable foods that taste really good. And again, I'm not saying that you can't have a good cry or you can't have a good, comfort food session every now and again. But there comes a time again when we're stepping out of this survival mode and we need to now support and nourish our body. When we're having a lot of those hyper palatable foods, it's spiking our insulin levels, our cortisol is probably high, and it can cause us to really gain a lot of visceral fat. And overall, it's just really not good for our health long term. It can throw all types of our hormones out of whack. And then on top of that, we're really just feeding our body a lot of junk. So that's not going to support our cognitive function. It's not going to support our sleep, et cetera, et cetera. It becomes a bit of a domino effect. So really focusing on simple, easy to digest, and easy to cook meals. I do have a playlist I will link down below to some of my favorite quick and easy recipes. Most of them are under like 20 minutes that are going to be macro friendly so that you're going to get a good amount of protein, carbs, and fats so that you can have a balanced diet. It's going to support your brain, it's going to support your sleep, and it's going to really help support your nervous system as you're stepping out of burnout or exiting survival mode, as I like to call it. And another thing to look at when we're going through a time like this and exiting out of survival mode is to really look at our sleep and to really dial it in. This is usually a little bit tricky because your nervous system is off. So your circadian rhythm may be thrown off. If you're not eating well, you're probably not sleeping well. If you're stressed out, you're probably waking up in the middle of the night, maybe having a little bit of anxiety. So really focusing on sleep hygiene, like looking at the basics, keeping the room dark, wearing blue light blocking glasses, once the sun is down, if you must be on screens, really having a routine to kind of wind your mind down and prepare for bed. And then, if you need to add in any herbs or supplements to really help you with going through all the different phases or stages of sleep is really important. When we are sleeping, that's when we're also flushing out our brain. We're going through all the different stages. We're getting things like growth hormone release if we're sleeping appropriately. So really being able to dial in and troubleshoot your sleep is really crucial. It's going to really help balance your nervous system as well. So all of these things are things that I work with inside of my coaching program, the Better Health Blueprint, or even in my virtual consults. If you have problems with any of these, if you need some help or some guidance with any of these, you can click the link below to learn how to work with me. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye.